and that is how to use an at-home COVID test. That's right. I got a couple here. I just went to my local CVS around the corner, and I picked up a few COVID tests, and we're going to talk about, in fact, I'm going to demonstrate how to use these bad boys tonight. I'm Dr. Jen Caudle, by the way. I'm a practicing family physician. I'm an on-air health expert and video creator. I'm so glad that you guys are with me because this is a very important topic, okay? A couple of things you should know about these. But first of all, these are two different brands. There's a number of different brands on the market that you might find or that you might hear about. This Binax Now, I think that's how you say it. This was one that I found on the shelves today when I went looking. This is another one. This is called Quick View. As well. There's a few different brands that have emergency use authorization. As you can see here, it says very clearly at the top, emergency use authorization to be used, okay? And so this is the thing. These are, again, at-home COVID tests. And you're probably saying, well, what in the world do I do with these? Well, first of all, we haven't had a lot of COVID tests that have been able to be used on our own. These are not the same as the PCR tests. These are antigen tests. They are not 100%, but they do have a decent amount of accuracy, and they may be helpful when you need to know, am I positive or negative, especially with the holidays coming up and things like that. In fact, I might do a video specifically about when to use these and things like this. But I wanted to go through how to use an at-home COVID test. We're going to start with this one, okay? A couple things to keep in mind. I'm going to get this guy open and just talk to you while I open this. All right, so as you can see, this one comes with, this is the test. It says it comes with 2 tests with simple instructions. And this test is actually intended to be used twice over 2 to 3 days with at least 24 hours and no more than 36 hours in between tests. One of the reasons that you'll see this with a lot of tests is that they want to make sure that you're actually catching a positive result if you are in fact positive. We know that if we test ourselves too early and there's not enough virus in our system, if we were positive, we may not come up positive, okay? So as I open it up, okay, I'm going to try to show you guys this as I open it up. This is kind of what I see. I'm going to go through the different parts here, okay? So here, let me just show you this. First of all, it comes like in this little handy dandy tray. So you get this like little tray here, okay? And this is the swab that you're going to actually swab your nose. And actually some tests have swabs, some are actually sputum tests. It just depends. This is a little thing that you're actually going to put in the tube. I'll show you. That was very scientific, wasn't it? The thing you're going to put in the tube. And then you also have this little tube. See, it's got a little bit of liquid in it. You see that? Okay. All right. So we're going to just set this down right here. Each box also comes with instructions, which I think is very, very helpful. It seems like a lot. I know, like it seems overwhelming, but it's not so bad. Okay, we're going to walk through this. And this test takes about 10 minutes, but we'll see if we need to actually sit the whole time. I wanted to show you how to use it. A couple things to keep in mind when you go to look for a COVID vaccine test. First of all, these things are kind of flying off the shelves. Okay, we don't want to hoard these, but just know that they may be hard to find. In fact, I told my mom I was going to do a video on this, and she called her local Walmart in Nashville, and they had a few tests on the shelves, but they had told her that they had been running out a lot. So this is important to keep in mind, okay? Also, we do know that more tests are supposed to come available, which is great. This is not a substitute for getting vaccinated, guys. You still want to get vaccinated. Vaccination is the most important thing. But yeah, so let's get started and let's see what we got here. So the first thing you want to do is you want to wash your hands, which I did before I got together with you guys. First thing you want to do is wash your hands, which I did, okay? And just going over the results here, first thing I do, okay, so it says wash your hands first. I don't know if you guys can see this, which I did. I washed my hands. And then you're supposed to locate all the components, which we did together. We just did that. And now, first thing they want us to do is to put the little tube in the tube holder, okay? So I'm actually going to do this like sitting right here. And I know you're kind of not going to be able to see everything, but there's actually a little tube holder, and that's this guy actually right here. So let me show you. Oh, there we go. So this is the tube in the tube holder, okay? So it's just sort of sitting up like this, which is great. And it's kind of secure, and there's a cap on that as well. We're going to need to take that off in a moment, okay? Oh, and by the way, these have expiration dates, okay? So you want to check the expiration date. It actually took me a while to find the expiration date, but in case you're looking, like if you go to buy a test, here, let me show you what it looks like. Hold on. Hold on. I just had it. Oh, wait, here, let me look on this one. I literally found these before I went started this video because I wanted to find it for you guys. And now I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, hold on. Where is it? Well, they have them on here, okay? I literally just located the expiration dates before I went live. I promise you I did. Oh, here we go. Here it is. It's on the sticker. Lord Jesus. It's on the sticker, and it was hard to find because I realized this was like an expiration thing. So that's the expiration date here. And then also, yeah, that's what it is. It's on the sticker, okay? So there's like a little sticker here and the expiration code. Okay, just so you know, you want to make sure that yours is not expired. Okay, so we put our little fluid standing up. That's our little guy. Okay, next thing it says to do is we need to, I'm trying to get this centered for you guys. We need to remove the swab. We need to take out the swab. Okay, and then, so this is the swab. You get to play doctor when you do these things, guys. Of course, you want to do it the right way and, you know, for the right reasons. Don't want to substitute getting a vaccine. This is the swab, okay? And I'm just going to read to you what it says. I'm actually literally going to do this in front of you. So my instructions are, it says, gently insert the swab 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch into the nostril. So I don't know. What is that, like about here? Ooh, that's maybe okay. And then what I'm supposed to do is firmly rub the swab in a circular motion around the inside of each nostril at least 4 times. I got to do both each nostril 4 times, same swab. Okay, so this might seem a little gross. Ooh, wait. Ooh. Oh, God, this is not fun. I think I did more than 4. Ooh. Oh, God, it's so gross. At least there's no boogies on there. Sorry. I know those are really gross. I didn't even think through that part. Like, ah. Hope I have enough. Anyway, got enough. All right. Now it says what I do now is according to the instructions, got my instructions here. It says immediately place the swab inside the liquid into the tube and ensure it's touching the bottom and stir 3 to 4 times. Okay, so that's this guy. So let me take off the top and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this so you guys can see. Okay, so it says, so this is my tube here. I'm going to make sure it's touching the bottom, and it says, ensure it's touching bottom 3 to 4 times. I think I did this more than 3 to 4 times. I just want to make sure. All right, so now we got this. Remember, this is our little kit. Oh, now this is supposed to sit here for like a minute. Let's see, what time is it? Come on, Apple Watch. Let's get going here. All right. So we're going to do this for as long. It may not be quite a minute because for the sake of the video, I just don't want to be like, da, 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 da. Okay. But so it's got to sit there for a minute. Okay. Just so you know. So this is our little, see, there it is. There's our little swab. It's swabbing away. It's sitting in there. Okay, great. Now, what it does say is if the swab is in the solution for more than 10 minutes, it should not be used. Okay. So a solution for 1 minute. Now, next part. Okay. After we do that, so we're going to prepare for the next part. It says after 1 minute, remove the swab from the tube by rubbing the swab head against the wall to squeeze out as much as possible. We dispose of the swab, and then we're going to open the test strip pouch. Okay. And we're going to hold the test strip. Okay. So for the sake of the video, guys, let's assume that this has been a minute. Okay. For our solution here. See, it's been a minute. And what it said to do was, and it said, okay, so what I got to do now is I'm just holding it up so you guys can see what I'm doing. But you would keep this in there. So I'm just trying to get all the juice out, okay? It's like being back in chemistry. Man, it's been a long time since I dealt with beakers. Beakers, test tubes. Okay, I think we got it. So you would throw that out. And remember, you'd want to do all this on a clean surface, okay? All right, so now we got this. This is our little juice. It's not really juice. Put it back in the container. So now what we do is we take out this little guy. Okay. Now this is called the test strip. And the way we do this, let's see here. And you're supposed to hold it one way and not supposed to hold it the other. So let's open up the test strip. Okay. So it does tell me what end I can hold, and I can actually hold this green end. Okay, so this is the test strip. Okay, and on the instructions it tells me specifically to hold where it's green, where I'm holding, okay, but not to hold down here. So I got that going on. Now what it says is open the test strip, hold the test strip, And now what I'm going to do is place this test strip into the tube with the arrows pointing down. So you see these arrows? Yep, arrows pointing down into the tube. And we're going to leave this for a full 10 minutes. So this is our tube with our juice. We're going to put this in here and we're going to let this sit. So this is what it looks like. Okay, guys. So now we put it in here. We're going to let this sit for 10 minutes. Okay. We're not going to wait the full 10 minutes, but this is for demonstration's sake. Gosh, my nose is still like, woo. Okay. So this would sit in here for 10 minutes and like, it's going to cook. It's in the cooker. Okay. 10 minutes. Fabulous. Now, okay. So let's see here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit more information because I want to keep it in here long enough to get some sort of result so I can go over the results with you, because that is the bulk of the testing process. Now we're literally at the point where we go through the results. And in some ways, it's kind of like a pregnancy test in a way. So you're looking for the number of lines. Is it blue? Is it red? What turns up positive? And this is what tells you what the deal is, okay? So a couple more things that I want you guys to know while our little guy is cooking in here. Again, when you go to do this test, you want to make sure that you wash your hands. If you're doing the test on someone else, you want to make sure that your hands are washed, maybe wearing gloves, that you're being as safe as possible with the other person. You want to make sure that you have a clean surface to do all this on, that you have enough space, and that you're throwing away the items you need to throw away in plenty of time, that you're not leaving sort of like, mucusy stuff like laying around. You don't want to do that. Okay. Now, a couple things that I want you to know is, remember, the most important thing is to get vaccinated, fully vaccinated. This is not a replacement for getting vaccinated, but this could provide some peace of mind / it could be an adjunct to the other prevention things that we're doing, such as wearing masks and social distancing and things like that. Again, many of the tests have 2 tests in them because they want you to test one time and then like a couple days apart. Okay. Now keep in mind, remember the CDC guidelines, regardless of whether you are vaccinated or not. If you've had a known exposure or you have symptoms, you need to get tested regardless of what your vaccination, status is. And of course, if the test becomes positive, and we're going to take a look at it in a minute and just sort of see, it's not been 10 minutes, but we'll just see if anything comes up here. Again, here it is, just so you guys can see. So it's kind of like, it's kind of doing its thing. If your test becomes positive, of course, the first thing you want to do and need to do is to isolate yourself. You want to call your doctor for guidance, and you also want to let know your contacts, any contacts that you've been around that you've been tested, that you tested positive. Okay. One thing I should say about these kits is I really kind of had to take a look at it. It's not complicated. I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Again, I want to show you the 2 kits while this thing is cooking. So we got 2 different ones. Again, these are 2 different ones that I saw at the CVS where I live. They kind of work very similarly. There are videos on cdc.gov on how to do at-home testing. So if you find the instructions a little confusing, you can go to the cdc.gov. And there's also instructions in Spanish as well, in addition to English, which is great. All this stuff is totally official, which is awesome. And it gives you some options. I think this could be a really great thing to sort of have at home on hand if you need it, especially if you're planning you need to be around others or things like that. Okay. Now, a couple other things. Let's see here. With these tests, usually if you get a positive result, it's most likely going to be positive. Okay. But false positives are possible. That means it says it's positive, but it's really not. The same way that false negatives are possible, meaning that it says it's negative, but it's not really negative. If you get an at-home COVID test and you take it too early, it may not, and you're actually positive, you may not have enough virus in your system to show up positive on the test. And so that could make it seem like you're negative when you're really positive. Okay. So all that's to say is don't get overwhelmed by all the stuff I'm telling you. Just make sure you follow the instructions on the kit, because one thing I'm pleasantly surprised by is how many instructions there are and how really great it is, which is awesome. And by the way, these tests are for, like, this one is for ages 2 and up. Let's see here. And by the way, for 2 to 14, ages 2 and up. Okay. So that's what we do with that. All right. So let's see. Let's go over the results. I know it has not been 10 minutes, but let's see if we can see anything. Now, just so that you know, these are our results and how they look here. I'm going to see if I can The positive result, basically, I don't know if you guys can see this, but a positive COVID-19 result is this section. Basically, if you get two lines of any sort, that is positive. You get a pink and a blue, that's positive, okay? So that's what we're looking for to see. And then a negative test would be one blue line, and an invalid test is one pink line, okay? So they have all the results here. Like I said, I don't think it's been quite 10 minutes, but we're going to see. Oh, look at that. Okay, so at least I have, and maybe we'll let this sit for a little bit longer. But by the way, already, if you look, I have one blue line, which is great. I don't want a pink line because if pink and blue means I got COVID, and I don't think I have COVID, and I don't want to have COVID. But here's a blue line. I guess I was taking a chance by doing this on a video, wasn't I? But this is a blue line, and thus far, blue line only implies that when there's no pink line that it's negative. So we'll let this sit here just a little bit longer, and we'll make sure that this is the situation. But guys, you're going to hear more and more and more about at-home COVID tests, okay? Especially as the holidays come up, as we continue going through COVID, you're going to hear more and more and more about this because it's a way for us to use another modality to keep us safe and keep other people safe. Lots of schools are already using these. Teams, other organizations are getting tested a lot. And remember, it's not just the nasal swab test, but there's also the saliva test. In fact, when I do television in New York, I usually have to do a saliva test where I spit into a little cup. They take the sample. I actually have to FedEx it back off. And that is the case. So many of you probably have already done at-home COVID tests, or you've tested like this before. If you have, write in the comments if you've done tests like this, or if you're doing it regularly. I'd like to know if you're doing tests like this regularly, if you've gotten at-home COVID tests, but keep this in mind for holidays, for gatherings, etc. This is not to take the place of vaccination because you still need to get vaccinated. It's not to take the place of social distancing and masking and all that good stuff. But it is something that you might also be able to use to give us a little idea of what's going on. And also to keep yourself and other people safe. So, yeah. So what I want you to do is let me know which brand of test you've used. Again, this test that I had two tests in it. I used the first one. This one also has two tests. This test has results in 15 minutes. Okay. This one says results in 10 minutes. So it's definitely not like a big deal. And actually, let's just take another peek at our sample and see here. All right, great. So we're still looking good. Okay. So we've got the one line, the one blue line, that's all we want because one blue line means negative, and that's what we want to have. Anyway, guys, so that is how you do an at-home COVID test. I don't want you to be afraid of it. I want you to embrace it and understand that this is a modality that we can use in addition to everything else we have. It comes with lots of instructions. And I'll remember, if you test positive, there's a number of things you should do. Certainly calling your doctor, isolating, contacting anyone you were exposed to, etc., is a start. Yes, guys. So keep it locked here. Let me know what you think of the video. And if you're doing home COVID tests, if you've tried to get some, if you've gotten them, what you think. Yay, I'm still negative. And for those of you on Facebook who have not liked and followed my page, I invite you to do so. For those of you on Facebook as well who send stars, I so appreciate you. I will respond to you personally. For those of you on YouTube, if you're not subscribed to my channel and click the little bell, please do. I come back at you every single day with new videos, guys. Hope this is helpful. This is really great that we have this modality, guys. So make sure you utilize it when appropriate. Guys, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. It's great to see you. All right, see you soon. Bye. Bye, YouTube.